The first thing I would say is, and I'm sure Michael would agree with me, and other people in this room who undoubtedly, there are some of you who have also fought in wars as well. Nobody agrees with that statement you made at the beginning more than a soldier who's actually seen war and seen the horrors of war. So I couldn't agree more that war is the most horrific thing. Why did 2,000 people have to die in the Gaza conflict? The main people that I lay the blame on for those deaths directly is Hamas, for all of the deaths, not just the ones that they caused, which were quite a significant number of them, by their direct action, either by their own missiles falling short into their own people, or their own massacres of their own people, or their own killings of their own people. But also those people that Israel killed, because their actions forced Israel to attack Gaza and forced Israel to attack targets where there were civilians present. So they must take the immediate responsibility for what happened for every single death. And it's no good saying that the blockade around Gaza provoked them to attack Israel, because it's and I haven't got time to go into the detail now. Happy maybe when I speak tomorrow to talk more about that. But it is patent nonsense. Israel left Gaza with the infrastructure that was in there when Israelis lived in it. And their reward for leaving Gaza unilaterally was to be battered by missiles. And they can't no country in the world can possibly accept missile strike after missile strike and not respond to it. Even if it doesn't kill their own people, they've got to respond. Norway couldn't take it from Sweden. Has Sweden ever launched a missile at Norway? Perhaps not. The Germans have launched missiles at Britain from France, and we certainly didn't just accept it. So I think the blame has to fall fairly and squarely on Hamas, who are committed within their constitution, not just to removing the blockade, as they call it, around Gaza, but to annihilating the Jewish state. That's their agenda, and the agenda not just of Hamas, but of the Palestinian, of Abbas's group, Fatah as well, and of many of the Palestinian leadership. Whatever they might say publicly, their agenda is the eradication of the Jewish state. But as to why it has to happen, I have to say, I have to place a great deal of blame for this on the shoulders of our own leaders, of the leaders of the United Nations, the European Union, the United States, the UK, other European countries, who are funding Hamas. They're paying money to Hamas indirectly to carry out this conflict. They are supporting Hamas in various different moral ways. They're condemning Israel when they should be supporting Israel. All of this inspires Hamas to attack, inspires the conflict to take place. It is their responsibility. It's the leaders in the West who I think are responsibility. They're allowing Iran, they're rewarding Iran for encouraging Hamas to attack, for funding the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, for trying to incite attacks against Israel by Sunni Muslims, even though they're Shia themselves, in Gaza and elsewhere. So I think, short answer, it's I hate to come up with this old cliche, we're to blame, but I think the West, the leadership of the West and the UN could do a huge amount more than we've been doing.